Bravo's on the roaring forward visual for runway 15, passing Castle Peak 16,000 Aspen traffic. Alright, so we've got the autopilot disengaged now. It's a little much. So this approach, I mean, this is going to be the definition of a steep approach. If you look to about the 10 or 11 o'clock position off the nose, you should be able to see the airfield down there in the valley. So we're going to have to start bleeding off airspeed. I mean, we're just about maxed out, and we got to start descending. The problem with this airfield is there's only one way in and one way out due to terrain. And the wind today, sadly, is going to be kind of coming from the side and kind of near our back. So I'm just trying to get everything set up right now to start bleeding off airspeed and start bleeding off this altitude. We're already descending at about 1,200, 1,300 feet a minute, which is pretty rapid. Our ears are going to be popping. But we do have to come over top of a mountain. It's, I think, 14,600 feet tall. And then you have to descend into the valley. So there's really no way around it. But you can see the field down here. You have the field in sight. We have really, really, really good VFR conditions today, so that's nice. But I'm going to start pulling the power back, and I'm not going to descend any faster than probably about 2,000 feet a minute, because that is a lot. Our ears would definitely be hating us right about now. But we got to get down there. So we're just about on the crosswind. Make that call now. Aspen traffic, Caravan 1 Tango Bravo is on the crosswind, runway 15 Aspen. Looks like right now we're the only guy in the valley. The other dude, I'm not sure what happened to him. I saw him a minute ago and now he's gone. But we're going to start kind of easing around. You know, in a perfect world, we would have just overflown the field and then entered probably on like a 45 on the downwind or something. But given the situation here with the terrain, that's really not an option. So we're just going to keep pulling the power back, and we're going to keep descending. Slowly going to get down into a downwind. This is really pretty. I love the view up here. I wish I had scenery for, you know, winter time, but I don't have that, and frankly I don't care, because the summer scenery here is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. So we're just about on a base, or correction, we're just about on the downwind leg. I'm going to go ahead and make that call. Aspen traffic, Caravan 1 Tango Bravo is on the downwind, runway 15, full stop Aspen. Alright, so right now we're just going to kind of keep bleeding off airspeed and bleeding off some of this altitude. We're going to try to maintain a downwind leg here. Just kind of track parallel along with the runway. And luckily, conditions are great, so we can see all the terrain around us. We know we've got mountains in every direction. We've got a hill to the right. Yeah, so we really just need to start bleeding off airspeed. About to throw some flaps in it, because we're at the safe speed now for flaps, and that'll really help. We'll just have to trim the nose back down. Alright, so there's our first notch of flaps. Nose wants to come up. It's just extra lift, so we're going to trim that back down. And you can see how fast our airspeed's dropping now, so that's great. And I'm going to continue this out for a little bit. Typically I would be lower and about ready to turn on my base leg right about now. And we need to put a little bit of power back in, just because the extra notch of flaps is really going to kill the airspeed, which is what we need. But we don't want to stall here, because that would be very bad. So you can't really see the airport back there anymore. I'm going to continue this leg out just a little bit more, and then we'll make our call here for the turn to base. Aspen traffic, Caravan 1 Tango Bravo is turning left base, runway 15, full stop, Aspen. I think this is just about good enough. making sure we don't gain too much airspeed on the descent, but we also don't lose too much airspeed and end up stalling and crashing here, because that would also be very bad. There was the airfield. We can see her just up the corner there. So it's kind of a sloppy base, but the terrain here is pretty shitty in terms of flying tight, nice patterns. It doesn't comply. So we got that last notch of flaps in. You can see we're going to have to keep adding a little bit more power even though we're descending. She's plenty heavy, just to make sure that we can maintain our airspeed. So I'm just going to be kind of feathering the throttle here and there. And really I want to shoot for about 75, maybe 80 knots or so, just to keep that speed up. Aspen traffic, Caravan 1, Tango Bravos on final runway 15, full stop, Aspen. So we're just about established on final. You can see the terrain here is a little janky. I need to redo the mesh, but it's fine. You can even see the traffic below us. That's really cool. Want just a little bit more airspeed, and we're just about perfectly on the glide slope. So let's just maintain what we got. Typically, this is about the time the hills on the right over there will start throwing a little bit of wind shear at us, and that's no good, but it's fine. Even with the crosswind, if we can hold what we got right now, we should be able to grease this. Start pulling that power back. Crosswind correction there. And I'm just going to let this roll out. Typically I'd be on the brakes and then firing up the reverse thrusters, but we got a shit ton of runway. We're just going to roll it out. You can see that little bit of crosswind and tailwind there on that windsock. Makes this a little bit more tricky, but there's not a whole lot you can really do about it. Hey, we've got some blinky lights, looks like. It's like the popos over there doing something at the fire station. Interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you butter the bread here in Aspen. I love this place.